A book of Bible, the Gospel according to the book of Mark, chapter 4. On another occasion, he began to teach by the sea. A very large crowd gathered around him, so that he got onto a boat and sat down, and the whole crowd was beside the sea on land. And he taught them in parables. And in the course of his instructions, he said to them, "Hear this! A sower went out to sow. And as he sowed, some seed fell on the path, and the birds came and ate it up. Some seed fell on rocky soil, where it had little soil. It sprang up at once because the soil was not deep. And as the sun arose, it was scorched and withered for lack of roots. Some seed fell among the thorns, and the thorns grew up and choked it, and produced no grain. And some seed fell on rich soil and produced a fruit. It came up and grew and yielded 30, 60, and 100-fold. He added, "Whoever has ears ought to hear." And when he was alone, those present among the 12 questioned him about the parables. He answered them, "The mystery of the kingdom of God has been granted to you, but to those outside everything comes in parables, so that they may look and see, but not perceive, and hear and listen, but not understand, in order that they may not be converted and be forgiven." Jesus said to them, "Do you not understand this parable? Then how will you understand any of the parables? The sower sows the word, and these are the ones on the path, and the word is sown. And as soon as they heard, Satan comes at once and takes away the word sown in them. And those are the ones sown on rocky ground, whom when they heard the word, received it all at once with joy. But they have no root. They last only for a time, and when the tribulation or persecution comes because of the word, they quickly fall away. Those sown among the thorns are another sort. They are the people who hear the word, but worldly anxiety and the lure of riches and the craving for other things intrude and choke the word, and it bears no fruit. But those sown on rich soil are the ones who hear the word and accept it, and bear fruit 30 and 60 and 100-fold. Then he said to them, "Is a lamp brought in to be placed under a bushel basket or under a bed, and not be placed on the lampstand? For there is nothing hidden to be made visible, nothing is secret except to come to light. Anyone who has ears ought to hear." He also told them, "Take care of what you hear. The measure of which you measure will be measured unto you, and still more will be given to you. To the one who has more will be given. From the one who has not, even what he has will be taken away." He said, "This is how it is with the kingdom of God. It is as if a man were to scatter seed on the land, and he would sleep and rise all day and night. At night arise day and night, and the seed would sprout and grow. He knows not how. Of his own accord the land yields fruit, first the blade, then the ear, then the full grain in the ear. When the grain is ripe, he wields the sickle at once, for the harvest has come." He said, "To what shall we compare the kingdom of God, or what parable can we use for it? It is like the mustard seed. It is like a mustard seed that, when sown in the ground, it is the smallest of all seeds of the earth. But when it is sown, it dwells up and becomes the largest of plants, and puts forth branches so that the birds of the sky can dwell in its shade." With many such parables he spoke the word to them, as they were able to understand it. Without parables he did not speak to them, but to his own disciples he explained everything in private. On that day, as evening drew on, he said to them, "Let us cross to the other side." Leaving the crowd, He took him with them in the boat just as he was, and other boats were with them. A violent squall came up, and the waves were breaking over the boat, so that it was already filling up. Jesus was in the stern, asleep on a cushion. They woke him and said, "Teacher, do you not care that we are perishing?" He woke up, rebuked the wind, and said to the sea, "Quiet, be still." The wind ceased, and there was a great calm. Then he asked them, "Why are you terrified? Do you not have faith?" They were filled with great awe and said to one another, "Who is this, then, whom even the wind and sea obey?" Okay, we'll see you in another chapter. I think we're in chapter 5, I think. So thank you for watching our show. We'll see you guys in chapter 5.